Good morning. Welcome to day 22 of vLogMas and December. Now, you just saw me knitting on my tabular while I was editing yesterday's video. And in theory, I'm done with the back piece. The instruction that comes next is bind off all stitches. But I need you to look at this because I am not sure that this will ever fit anyone. So this is the back piece, right? It rolls. And it's not super long, you know, it's more of a cropped sweater, which is fine. But look at this. This is the decreases. They're super steep, I told you before, but I'm not sure how I can make this stick. But this is the whole armhole depth. Can you see that? What is that? From here down to maybe this row. That's the armhole depth. For whom? Like a baby? I'm very confused right now because I know I did everything according to pattern. I have to, even the stitches, you know, the amount of stitches I have is the amount of stitches I should have. So I do not know. I have the front piece here. I mean, in theory, right? In theory, this here should be the same length, right? Isn't that how this is supposed to be? But this is like triple the length. How are these sleeves going to look? How will this ever fit my body? I'm so confused and I don't know what to do right now about this because this is frustrating. Now, I don't need to know I also don't know what to do with my phone because how will I be able to show you and hold the phone? Let's try this a different way. Now, this is a horrible angle, but the front bit, this is the armhole part, right? And for the back bit, it's this. Now, let me hold this on top of each other, just, you know, for funsies. And then let's freak out because this is just... So here we are, and I have that much left. What now? What am I going to do? How will this ever fit? You know? The length is the same. If I, you know, unroll the completely rolled back piece, this is the same length. But this is not. You know? So I have no clue what to do now because this is just weird. What to do? The problem is this is a seamed sweater, knit from the bottom up. So to find out if things will work out in the end, which I'm doubting very much, I would have to knit at least one sleeve and try to seam that in and see if it works. And it will not work because how could it? That back piece is this much shorter than the front piece. I don't want to rip this out, but I'm not sure if I have a different choice, to be honest. I knit the whole back piece, or almost the whole back piece. I had like this much when I picked it back up. So I had this much of the back piece, and I knit the whole back piece in like the last 2 weeks every now and then when I worked on it. It's on 3mm needles with a light fingering weight yarn. I don't want to rip. This is so much work. But I do not know how to fix this. Should I rip back the extremely strange decreases and do a normal raglan? Because a raglan is like, what, 45-degree angle in theory? Is it? I don't know. But the front piece is an angle you know, and if I do like a normal raglan with a decrease and then plain, and then a decrease and then plain back. Because this one decreases on every single row, and sometimes you do a double decrease. So within a span of 6 rows, you decrease, I think, 16 stitches. And on a raglan, within 6 rows, you would decrease 6 stitches, not 16. I'm frustrated about this because I really want this sweater. I think this sweater is great. And I think the material is great and it would look cool. But now I'm just pissed because this will never work out. The back piece is this much shorter. I'm also sure that it's not the pattern fault. I'm like 100% sure that I have a completely different gauge. But everything else is measured in centimeters, and that works out fine, you know, centimeters, no problem. Can I make it work by just ripping back the decreases and do them differently? Will I then have to recalculate the whole sleeves? Is that worth it? Do I want to do that? Or will I just rip it out and live without this sweater in my life? I don't know. I went on Ravelry earlier to look for like pattern for people who did the pattern and what they had to say. And one of the people said that they really liked the finished sweater, but they had to basically knit every piece twice and they would never ever knit this again. So I'm not very hopeful right now because I'm not sure how to fix it. And like I said, because it's a raglan, I don't know how to you know, I cannot check anything before finishing at least one sleeve. I mean, there is the idea that I could reverse engineer the sleeves and knit them from the top down. So I only would have to knit like the top bit and then find out if it works, you know, and do the decreases in a way that the sleeves will fit my arms because, you know, I have bigger arms. They need to fit. Ugh. Tell me what you would do, please. I need advice on this because I'm going to let it sit on this table and stare at it for a bit and work on the cabled mitts that I need instead. But this is frustrating because in theory, I only need to bind off and I'm done. In practice, it's just not going to work. Now, I just showed this to my husband and I put the pieces on top of each other. So this is where I am with the back piece. And this is where my front piece is. So he advised me to just rip the whole thing. Or his suggestion, just throw it away. Which, you know, I will not do. I will, of course, rip the whole thing back. Because the brown alpaca is beautiful. You know, I can use that for a different sweater. And also, this is hand spun. This here is pure silk that I spindle spun. This here is something with baby llama and silk and whatnot. And this was a leftover from something else. So, you know, this is like normal wool. But everything else is like nice, luxurious stuff. So I'm going to have to rip it out. I mean, I think his words were, you can either rip it out now or in 2 months when you figure out that you cannot make it work. So this is not how I planned for this to go. Yeah, but I think there's just no different way. No other choice. Oh, fuck. So, on a nicer note, let's open the advent calendar. Ooh. Now that almost got lost. So, 22. Only 2 days left. Now, we start with this. This is a very light peachy orange. I will probably never be able to show that color. Yeah, well, maybe like this. This is from El Robledal. It's very pretty. It's like a peach, vanilla, yellowy, orangey popsicle color. So you go in here. I mean, I am definitely running out of space, but it still holds, you know, that's the important bit. And also in here was this. Oh, look, it's a mitten. That's cute. And this is from Firefly Notes stitch marker. Just let me check what it says. Okay, I can show you. Firefly Notes. So there's one ring marker. Or is that for smaller and bigger needles? I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. It's very cute. The sweater is fully ripped. Ba-bum. It's gone. I have no idea what to do now. I feel, you know, this is just like a small grieving process going on because I really wanted that sweater. I started it like right when I got the magazine. And then I let it sit for a long time. And then I decided to finally finish it. And now I had to rip the whole thing. But it's better that way. Let's face it. It was the right decision, you know. I still have not worked a single stitch on that second mitt, but let me show you what I have done so far. So I can at least show you a bit of pretty knitting. Okay, now I have one finished, including the thumb, and I have the second here, this far. I will finish this today because I need it. You know, there's just no way around it. Now, what is going on here? Okay. I'm going to put it on my hand, and if it fits my hand, it fits probably every other woman's hand because I have very big hands. So this is what it looks like on me, which means that for like normal sized women's hands, they probably go up to here. So yeah, I just think that these are really pretty. It's a pretty, pretty, pretty cable. Yeah, just need to finish the second one today and weave in the ends and then still make those napkins because it's just, you know, yesterday and the day before, you probably noticed my mood was horrible, but I realized today that my mood is back to, you know, what it was before. Probably because I listened to BTS all day yesterday and that just made me happy. But also, I think I'm learning to not let people get to me as much anymore. Oh, shit. So, you know, I think I'm getting there finally. And that is probably why I'm not so extremely down anymore. Because, you know, like me half a year ago would be devastated for the next 8 weeks. Me today was like, you know what? Fuck it. People are weird. You cannot change other people. You can only change yourself. So I'm trying to embrace that thought. So yeah, this is my plan for today. Finish this. And hopefully also make those napkins. I'm pretty sure I do not have white fabric. I wanted to have them super classy, white on white, you know? But they could also be black on black, or green on green, or yellow on yellow, or yellow on black, whatever, you know? It's not really that they have to be white. It doesn't matter, actually. I just need to find enough fabric that I like, that is 100% cotton, where I can cut 4 squares, 40 by 40 centimeters, right? Or 35 by 35. That's what I need. And I have that. Like, I know I have that. So I'm gonna do that hopefully today. If not, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm not gonna stress myself. I need to knit half a mitt and sew 2 napkins. You know, I can totally finish everything. And yeah, it is now 12 o'clock noon. I am going to close my studio for the last time this year. And I'm gonna open again in mid-January, I think. I'm still not quite sure if I just should shut down for all of January and have that be like a month off to just think about my other work. You know, I have very exciting projects lined up. Just, you know, on the other hand, when I'm down here, I can work on my designs, I can knit, I can do things, because it's not like I'm constantly working with customers. So, you know, but yeah, for now, I'm going to close the studio and then I am going to totally enjoy my winter break. But first, I need to finish the Christmas gifts. So, we are going out for Christmas grocery shopping. And it's going to be a nightmare because everything will close down for 3 days, right? Christmas Eve is on a Sunday. Sundays, everything's closed anyways. And then a Monday, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day, Tuesday, everything's closed. They're national holidays. So everyone's out for buying stuff. And I don't like it. I hate it. But we have to because we need food, you know, we cannot starve. If it were just us, it would be fine. But I have to cook for 16 people on Boxing Day, so we need stuff. Wish me luck.